Well, Enimwa is here. Enimwa, good morning.
Good morning.
We're protecting you today.
Yeah, I've been sandwiched.
And you're enjoying it.
I am. Yeah. I feel intimidated.
I can feel that. That's
feel
good,
it,
yeah.
Because I feel like, just look at the picture. This is so unfair.
No, you sounded actually, which is really cool.
Feminism and the...
What have we done?
Anyway.
We're just showing a bit
some man robbers come my area this
Really?
Yeah, around 1 a.m.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So what happened?
Well...
You call the police?
No, they didn't come to my house, the area. I stay at my house.
Yeah, but if you had it, then you had a responsibility.
Well, I called a friend who I would usually call because he's part of the patrol teams from Tema and Ashaman that usually deploy. And he responded late. By the time he responded, I was on.
So they attacked people? Did they go to people's houses?
I haven't found out.
So how did you know that there were armed robbers? People were shot.
And then there was a gunshot. Yeah.
Oh. Oh wow.
But it shows how safe we are.
Yeah. Which is the headline. Mama, did you see that link coming?
But that's disturbing.
Yes, very.
All right, let's run through the newspapers. But then it comes back to who do you call in an emergency? Yes. Because when you call the police and there's no response, what else do you do?
I agree.
Yeah, it's very common to find neighbors minding their own business when there's something like that. Neighbors mind their own business. I have had an experience like this one was just the next door neighbor. She didn't respond. Nothing.
I guess there's a feeling of helplessness because if you do respond, if she came to your aid, what would she do? So she may have stayed in the house and called the police.
She didn't.
She didn't do that either.
And after the incident, she still didn't come out.
You know,
it was the neighbor behind me who called the assemblyman.
When you get into a neighborhood, whether you stay there for a very long time, you need, beyond getting the approved emergency numbers of the police, to get the police that would be nearby. Either somebody who is a police person or a personnel who lives in the neighborhood, or part of the consistent changing patrol teams, because they keep changing them, moving them around. So you have to make sure that
that's how I realized the importance of the assembly, of an assemblyman, really. And the one in my area was incredible when I was in Ashoman. So he would be like the first point of call, and he would get the right people, and before you know it, they're there.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Okay, shall we stick to the newspapers?
Yep.
Okay. I'll do the Daily Graphic, the Daily Statesman, and the Finder. Any more?
I'll be doing the Ghanaian Times, the Daily Guide, and the Gold Street Business.
Well, I have the Dispatch, the Observer. I've seen the Informer somewhere, and then the Herald.
Okay, let's do the Daily Graphic newspaper, front page of the Graphic. Man scares Parliament, threatens to kill himself in the chamber. We've got questions to ask following this. We will try and get some answers. You know that if you attempt suicide and you don't succeed, it's actually a crime. You'll be prosecuted for it. And I think you may go in for like some 3 years. The issue has come up several times. These people need to be checked into a mental facility. Why do you take them rather to prison? So we will try and with this latest one have a conversation.
Well, the reality is that nobody in his right frame of mind would want to take his own life unless for some reason.
The reality too is that there's no space at the psychiatric hospitals. So yes, I mean, because we visited there a few weeks ago, and there were actually people. Yes, the Accra Psychiatric Hospital, and there were actually people in there who went to court, and they were asked to come for a psychiatric evaluation, and the courts have abandoned them at the Accra Psychiatric Hospital. The families have abandoned them, and I dare say the state has abandoned them because it's a very, very, very horrible place. Very horrible place to be at the moment.
Well,
that's why we do the transition, because we decided to call up Dr. Kwesi Osei,
the CEO of the Mental Health Authority, joining us real quick. Good morning, sir. Thank you so much for your time.
Good morning.
I'm not sure if you already know about the story of a man who attempted to kill himself in Parliament in the main chamber yesterday. Did you hear about this?
Sorry, your question?
I'm asking if you're familiar with the story related to the man who attempted to, And we're just talking about the fact that he's going to be prosecuted, because if you attempt suicide and you fail, then that constitutes a crime. You'll be prosecuted for that. We've been having the conversation of such persons rather being checked into a mental health facility. We wanted your take on this latest one this morning.
Yeah, thank you very much, and good morning to you and your listeners. When that is the state of the law as of now, if you attempt suicide, it is considered as a criminal behavior and you will be liable for prosecution. But that is the very point we are saying that it's wrong. If you listen to the story, the background story, yesterday one of the stations called from Parliament itself described the scenario. This person has been to Nigeria, he's gone through lots of difficulties to come back, he's going through difficulties in life, and he even had gunshot wounds in his hands, and he is trying to make ends meet, and all this has culminated in what he is going through now. This is most likely, without even saying it, most likely somebody going through depression, and as part of their depression, as a result of his depression, he feels like committing suicide. This person, medical issue, a real psychological problem which needs to be sorted out. Now, you say that you are taking him for prosecution. You are actually prosecuting him for being ill. That is the implication. That's why we are saying that such people should be taken through medical checkup, psychiatric evaluation. Before, if after the evaluation nothing shows that he is mentally ill, psychologically disturbed, then you can go ahead and prosecute. Now, the police, about 3 years ago, we took quite a number of the policemen and the judges through this understanding so that they would appreciate that any such case is a medical issue. Now, the same criminal code, which says that if somebody attempts suicide, he should be prosecuted, that same criminal code also says that if somebody commits an offense or alleged offense, and there is a reason to believe that he has a mental problem, he should be taken for evaluation. In other words, even if somebody commits kills somebody, and there is reason to believe that this person has a mental health problem, he should be taken for evaluation. So you want them to see attempted suicide as a mental health problem. Indeed, about 95% of all people who attempt suicide have a mental health problem. 80% of which is about suicide. And that is what should happen, that we should take it for evaluation and not prosecution.
Mr. Akwesio said the people, and that was also one of the things that we're talking about a while ago, the people the court referred to the mental health facilities who are still there.
So that's not the fault of the facility. It's the fault of the system generally. Part of it is sometimes we finish the case, we write reports to the court, and they are not coming for them. But that is no reason why he should not be brought for evaluation. The challenges that are being faced there, the reasons why they can't take them back for the court to decide the next steps, those are no reason why, they are not enough reasons why somebody's human rights should be denied. Indeed, if you say that you are taking for prosecution, you are actually stamping on his human rights, the right to be evaluated, the right to mental health care.
Ms. Osei, finally on this, is there any intervention that the authority could make in this instance?
Yes, we'll make intervention. We will make intervention. We have some lawyers on the board, mental health board. We will certainly take intervention to make sure that this person goes through the necessary justice.
With this particular case, I mean?
Yes. You'll take it.
Okay.
You'll take it.
All right. Thank you so much, sir, for the insight this morning. Dr. Akwesio joining us via phone on this matter. He is the CEO of the Mental Health Authority.
Yeah, and this brings into sharp focus the need for us to have the various structures to take a look at the mental well-being of the ordinary citizens vis-a-vis the things that could affect them to have all these conditions to be prone to. And if the economic atmosphere or environment or condition in the country or in someone's life could be a predisposing factor for somebody to have a difficulty with the way he or she thinks logically, then it also means that we should have commensurate institutions and structures that will take care of them too.
Especially because 42% of Ghanaians suffer from psychological issues. Later studies have revealed the World Health Organization has said all over the world 1 in 4 people suffer from some sort of mental issue, and 1 in 5 people will. Okay. So it's something that, you know, is very important, but we don't really take it that seriously here.
True.
You know, we spiritualize some of the issues sometimes, we downplay them, we abandon people with mental health issues. There's still the stigma. Yeah. You know, of course. I mean, even something as simple as postpartum depression, you know, is so stigmatized, even though it's such a biological thing, you know, and so we have a long way to go when it comes, to that.
All right, we have a long way to go with the papers?
Yes, we do, because we haven't even started there.
We're still on the front page of the Daily Graphic real quick. Rescued Canadian women arrive back home, and they're talking about Canada. Ministry triggers interventions to contain fall army worms. Fathers must lead by example. That's a call by Uncle Ebo White. The Mirror graphic business hold Father's Day buffet lunch at Oak Plaza. And then we've got 7 more days to AFCON, which is exactly a week today. Center spread, blood donation saves lives, strengthening national blood supply system needed for universal health coverage. Back page, 1 million cashew seedlings to be distributed to farmers in Offenso North districts. National Chief Imam drives support for local businesses. Guys?
Okay, on the front page of the Ghanaian Times, Ghana is the safest country in West Africa, the president declares. Much to my surprise, I must say. 4 stations are hot. GSA busts them for cheating customers. Greater Accra Regional House of Chiefs orders Garmanche claimants not to celebrate Homowo. Man 35 arrested for attempting suicide in Parliament. And in middle page, something very interesting, there's a health alert. So the Ghana Health Service is warning of cholera outbreak in Accra, which kind of happens around this time every year after it rains and it floods and people die, and then there's the cholera outbreak. So I think, hopefully a yearly ritual, yes. That story about the man who's been arrested for committing suicide in Parliament, also on the middle page. On the back page, 2nd edition of Women in Tourism Summit launched, and seed growers urged to provide quality seeds to boost yields. That's the Ghanaian Times. Okay, well, I'll quickly do the Herald and the Dispatch, and let me just go through. Akufo-Addo's, that's the Herald, will be the first one. Akufo-Addo's secret Champions League trip to Spain revealed. Deputy Chief of Staff and Presidential Press Member smoke him out. AG's witness in Oponi trial connect again, and PPA dossier strips his past. Government using backdoor tactics to whitewash DSP Azugu and co. And if you go onto social media, especially on Facebook, you get to see more of those comments from users or commentators. We have Ibrahim Mahama drags Education Ministry PRO to police for linking him to kidnappers. Now let's look at the Dispatch quickly. Deputy Speaker of Parliament is angry. Behavior of some members of Parliament raises questions over their integrity. Up there we have kidnapped girls were held under terrible conditions. The story is on page 11 of the Daily Dispatch. You know what this one is about, right? Yeah, the definitely. MPs who go and sign their names and then get out of Parliament. Was commenting about that. Yeah. Oh, we're on Thursday. I mean, it's just the normal life that you live like elsewhere. That takes you to Parliament. It does. Yeah. Except that you're in a position of authority and responsibility, much more so in Parliament. So. We're a reflection of the leaders we elect, right? Well, from revolution to constitutionalism. PNDC era to Fourth Republic. See page 3. The Daily Dispatch says for the rest of the story. Down memory lane, 1983. Profile of Kwesi Appiah. He was a young man then. 1983? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. It's a long time ago. A long time. I think that'll do for now. Yep. Okay. I'm done. Okay, let's do the Finder newspaper. Was lost there for a bit. Front page of the Finder. 111,000 units shortfall of blood, representing 39.7% of national demand in 2018. The full story will tell you about how many people die because of the lack of blood. Also on the front page, Ghana is the safest country in West Africa. According to President Akufo-Addo, we should begin to ask ourselves as
citizens whether or not we feel safe. Customers give GN save. Okay, that was not part of the headline. Customers give GN Savings 2-week ultimatum to pay locked up funds. TVET is master key for Ghana to greatness, according to Minister. So, by way of headlines, that's what's on the front page of the Finder.
Okay, moving to the Daily Guide. Kumasi kidnappers had bomb. That story is inside the Daily Guide. Nana beckons African diasporans, and of course that story about the man attempting suicide also on the front page. Now, a very, very interesting story, and I'm relishing this moment. Liverpool stars gets gold-plated iPhone next. So just in case you managed to forget that Liverpool won the Champions League, this is a very, very gentle reminder that we are the champions and we don't walk alone. Yes.
Except that I haven't used an iPhone before, so I don't know how that feels like, and I don't know what the gold-plated whatever is like.
Yeah,
so,
okay.
You know,
the story is.
So you're
I just
alone.
wanted to. Well, yeah, okay. All set for Kwesi Nyantechi's hearing as well. It's going to be on July 4th, so it will be interesting to hear what comes out from that. That's the Daily Guide.
Okay. I'm done.
Is Liverpool also on the front page?
No, they're not on the front page.
Yeah.
What is your point? What is your point?
You're a Liverpool fan?
Yes, at the moment.
At the moment.
Yes, my
Means you're not
loyalty is for
stable.
sale.
Your loyalty is
Yes,
for
my loyalty when it
I
comes
want
to
to go
football.
to, like, I don't know, maybe Cardiff
Yeah.
or one of those.
Okay.
Maybe Leicester to feel safe. I like Manchester United.
I think you can go to Milton Keynes,
Which one is that?
MK Dons.
Right. I think the safest team to stick with is Arsenal, because you know you'll always lose. So it's kind of just, you know, alone.
I
You're
don't
just
like.
there.
I don't like
Yeah.
losers.
Your expectations are always
Shots fired.
well measured. Well
Shots
measured.
fired.
Okay.
Roland,
yeah, I
you're
wanted
done?
to add. Yeah, I'm done.
Okay,
But-
let's do the Daily Statesman
Okay,
newspaper.
yeah.
Front page, women are the future of Ghanaian farming. Kidnappers go local. Security Minister says criminals are recruiting Ghanaian subcontractors. Something that Dr. Vladimir Inchidanso said to me in that interaction sometime last week. Ghana is the safest country in West Africa. Akufo-Addo tells diasporans. Well, he wasn't speaking to us, he was speaking to the international community.
Okay. Well, if you look at the top 10 countries that are safe, there's no African country.
What's your point?
Well, he did say West Africa.
Yeah.
He said safest in West Africa.
Okay.
Exactly. Well, you want to Google that too?
We have
He
Iceland,
did.
New Zealand, Australia, Austria, Portugal, Denmark.
That's the
Canada.
world.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I take. Awesome.
Yeah, but the president's point, and
No,
I'm
but-
speaking for him this morning, because he's my chocho mucho.
Please
is
do.
that Ghana
Eugenia
is the safest
No,
country in West
but I
Africa.
think when I heard the president yesterday, I thought that I kind of understand the president.
Yes,
He
yes.
was speaking before the General Assembly, the world body, and as a good man who is representing as the chief executive of his country, he needs to give a certain image. And
Especially
a good
after the
and a good PR composition is
catastrophe.
what he did. Yeah,
But
but internally we may have a comment about
To be
whether we're
fair,
safe. For
to be
example.
fair, Roland, I mean, if comparatively to the other West African countries, Ghana has shown, you know, a strong sense of this. We've had
think
peace.
we are the safest, too.
Yes, we've had
Yeah,
peace. So I don't think it's an untrue statement.
No.
I
Nobody
don't
says-
think
nobody has
it's an
said
untrue
it's a
statement.
false
Yeah.
statement.
So
I'm not sure.
unlike
talked about true or
unlike the okay.
I mean, we're just saying that all we're saying is the efforts. I mean, I'm not even commenting on this one. We're talking about the Tadi girls, the effort that went into finding the two Canadian women, the efforts that went into finding the diplomat who was kidnapped, the Indian businessman who was also kidnapped. We want to see that same collaboration with the Tadi girls, and we missed that. We didn't see that from the beginning. I guess that's why we take the security on.
Over the last 48 hours, there seemed to be this debate, especially when you look at what the comments have been in the media by those who tend to comment regularly about trying to equalize and pulling statistics about kidnap cases that averagely the police will get. And sometimes you may have 30, 21, and over the last 3 years as well, we've had 30, 21, and then as well 24 thereabout. I know that it's always good when we want to argue that way, but the point is, can we do better? These are questions that we keep asking ourselves. Do people feel more safe?
Safer,
They don't.
yeah.
We still don't have data and tracking of our friends or compatriots from West Africa who come into our country.
Of course.
We don't know what they do. What did they say at the port of entry they would come and do? Did they do them? And when they said they would leave, did they leave? And these are questions that we need to ask, because when we go to other countries, we experience these. You are chased wherever you are. You go and buy at a shop, you see your bio data, the shop attendant is looking at it. We can do it.
You can't even change money without your passport.
Yeah.
But in Ghana, anybody can just walk into a forex bureau and change.
Or by the roadside, if you know the people who trade on the black market. So yes.
You've been patronizing them. You look.
I know of them. It's not necessarily proof of usage. But I am aware of them, yes.
You've met your meter.
No, I've not met my meter. I'm just surprised. You know, sometimes when people are saying untruth.
Let's do Maja Online, unless you have any other stories that you want to.
Anymore.
You know, the story about the guy who, the parliament, the one we spoke to Dr. Akusio, said it's just the other side to it. He said he's been looking for the MP. He hasn't found the MP, and then he goes to parliament. But you know, we have a local assembly. They are more powerful than the MPs.
Apparently,
you should chase the assembly. You should chase the DC.
Are you backing the MPs over their concerns about the investigation of Ghana political science?
Yeah, they're very powerful. They have a lot of funds. I mean, and the other one, they don't go to parliament. You don't have to.
But the truth,
within your
we know
locality.
what the MPs are supposed to do, but the truth is that when they go and communicate and trying to do the engagement before they are elected, they promise all sorts of things.
But I'm not sure in this case the MP said that when you have bills come to my house, I will pay. We know that MPs.
They never did. They never did.
But I'm not sure he mounted any platform to say that if you're in need of money,
if you have a funeral,
if your mom is sick and your father dies, come to me and
I've been with an MP before.
I think we should strongly condemn that, because we don't want people going to parliament looking for their MPs to pay bills.
No.
Yeah, we don't want that.
No, we don't.
People should understand what parliament is for. Yeah. Okay, let's do myjournal.com with that understanding.
What parliament is for.
Yeah, but there's also a story that I chanced on, you know, where the president threw a challenge, right? So dynamism and activism. There's something happening in Switzerland today. The women are demonstrating. They're asking for equal pay, equal rights, equal respect. And I thought, yeah, that's some activism right there. More money, time and respect.
I like that.
Are there no women who are taking more money than men? I mean, for the same position in respective organizations.
I think it's there are a few, but that's not the rule. That's the exception. The general rule is that men are earning more for the same jobs than women. Yeah. So definitely, equal pay is something that is. I think even here in Ghana, you know, they say you get what you negotiate for, and sometimes I think the men drive a harder bargain.
It's true.
So we need to work on our negotiation skills as women, and be a bit more assertive with stuff like that.
It's just a slow pace to equality. Yeah,
it is, isn't it? Yeah, but we're getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah.
So you mean for a man and a woman in a marriage, there's no way a man is earning lesser than a woman?
Oh, which is possible. We're not saying
that it's not possible.
It is possible. There are lots of women who,
and
maybe not lots. I don't have the
words like exception rules and things like that.
We were talking about jobs in the same job, not so much in a marriage.
Yeah. Measure for measure.
Yeah. Father's Day is on Sunday.
Yes.
Yeah. We never get celebrated, even though we're fathers.
Oh, that's not true.
That's bad.
That's not true.
Because the things that we're carrying babies, 5 million babies.
You know, I hear this argument from every man.
But 5
about
million.
how their loins are full with.
I have 5 million babies just around my pelvic.
Loins.
What, you make the babies by yourself?
No, I don't make the babies, but
you know that
women, I contribute significantly. I'm wondering why 5 million.
You know what? As you're created in the womb, you actually have your eggs. So we also have had our eggs since time immemorial. Except that we don't just have the eggs, but then these eggs, after your very limited participation, then goes on, you know, to become fully formed human beings in our stomachs. And then
I think sometimes when you follow social media, you tend to have all these conversations about 1 minute and 2 minute exit.
Nobody said any minute. We just said limited participation.
Well, we have to take a break.
Are you just confessing to something? We've got a fantastic conversation.
We have to take a break.
With two men, and today we will
5
talk
million
about
we have here.
raising the voice.
They go 49 months and
we'll
they are
talk
complaining.
about raising voice on the show, so stay with us.
This is why we don't celebrate. Bye.